everyone, and welcome to another live stream here. So it's been a little while, but I'm going to talk today about practicing melodies, and we're going to work with Solar. So I'm going to keep in mind right from the beginning here that this is not a lesson necessarily in how to play this melody, but just more of an idea of how you might approach practicing tunes and especially melody. And so I plan to create a bit of a series on certain tunes where I'll cover a certain topic. So today we'll look at melody, and then another video I think we'll do a more of a chord type thing with chord voicings and stuff. All right, so to start out, I'm just gonna play a little bit, improvise over the changes as folks are coming in to the live stream. So do a little playing. I think maybe I'll change my screen a little bit. See what I'm doing. So playing a little bit around with the changes and stuff there, and just to kind of play us on and give folks a minute to come in, and let me know if you have any questions as we go along. So let's move on to the topic of the day, which is going to be playing melody. So I'm going to use this lead sheet from the New Real Book. I believe it's New Real Book 1. Chuck Scher is the publisher on that, and so I've got a link to that in the description below if you want to purchase that book. I definitely would recommend having that in your library. All right, so let's move into just kind of a couple little things you could do, let's say note-wise. So let's say we're finding the if you want to start with the key center. Okay, so we have C minor. We're gonna start with thinking about that. We want to think a little bit about how things relate to the current chord and whatever the tonic is. So it was kind of C minor here. All right. So what I'd recommend doing is try to find a few notes. So let's say we choose like let's say a small segment here. So let's say we work through this. Okay, so let's find a few notes. So we have C, B, D, C, and G. Okay, so let's say we start with that. So that's what we're thinking about. So another thing to think about is the picking hand. So I would encourage you to have a foundation in alternate picking. So you say, okay, we're gonna pluck up on the C, down on the B, play that one a little bit short, and then down on the D, up on the C, and then up on the G. Okay, so let's try that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now another thing to maybe consider with this is to play that basic shape. So we started, maybe consider what finger you're starting with. So let's say second finger. So try the second finger on a different string and see about playing that. So this should work out to be the same relative shape. So okay, let's get the picking right. So okay, so you find that spot, find it in the same area, and then try it in a different area too. So this will not show up on the MIDI screen there for a minute, but so we have these spots that way up here. So so find those in a few different places. Okay. And then we can move even down here to a kind of open position. Okay. So there we have 1, 2, 3, 4 places where we could play it with basically that same kind of shape. Now when we get into the second string there, it changes around a little bit. So let's take it up an octave from where this started. So okay, so then we have that spot there, and then let's say we take it over here too. Okay, so then we have what? Let's see, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to basically play that. And then the next thing to do is really should maybe try to be really thorough. Well, maybe not the next thing to do, but another thing that you do want to do is try it in different spots. So maybe start in the mid range here of the guitar and play like. Okay, so we're gonna cross over here a little bit from the C to the B, the D, over to the C. So rather than playing those pairs of notes on the same strings, we're just playing them on different strings, right? Okay, and then you could also say, okay, well, maybe I'll play up here and then play the G over here, and then kind of go through that whole same process that we went through with the other sort of shape, right, where you find a certain segment and play a shape. Okay, so we can take little bits of the melody and work those out all over the neck. So see if you can maybe play it up here, maybe play it further as far as you can go on whatever instrument you're on. Okay, so that's an area of playing where, like I said, we're not really working on a melody lesson necessarily, but approaches to how you might practice them if you're looking for that kind of thing. Let me just check the messages and see if I have anyone here. Just check the chat. Okay, so so then you would take all the melody and just try to work at that. So that might be kind of a difficult thing to do for folks, especially if you're relying on tablature a lot. So see if you could do this even by ear, which is totally fine. Just find a few notes from recording and play it by ear, and then work it out in different positions. So that'll help you learn the guitar neck, and then also help you be able to play a melody in different areas of the guitar. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of these short tones. So we have this B, so we have, so some of these notes are longer, some of them are shorter. So the B is short, right? So it has that staccato, that little dot over there means to play it short, staccato. So one thing you could do is just take the finger, pluck, and then release pressure, but leave the finger on the string. Okay, and that will mute it. You can also mute it by putting your pick or finger back onto the string. So that's an area with the articulation that you'll see. So when we get over into here, we can see that the B flat is also short. So okay, so look for some of those details and try to think about playing some of those notes short. So there are other notes in there as well that are played short. All right, so I'm going to take a brief break here and just kind of maybe improvise a little bit on the tune. All right, so we covered so far moving around the neck, being able to play things from one spot to the next. So want to really try to cover the full range. So let's say you're working on a small segment or a phrase. You can even play way down here. Right, so we can do all those types of things. So full range of the instrument. So go way up here, right, and then move all of those different spots around. Okay, so we talked a little bit about picking direction there. So so when you play a melody, try to see about playing with alternate picking. So the basic idea there is to pluck down on the beat and up on the end of the beat, and then try to keep the hand kind of moving a little bit back and forth as you play. Okay, so just kind of show you this fairly slowly. So you'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when you go to practice it, you might not necessarily do this when you're playing it, but when you go to practice it, you are in the habit of doing the back and forth kind of motion. So that can help to keep things in the flow of the music. And so when you're playing, try to keep the hand even missing the strings, and just kind of steady back and forth, especially when practicing, but even when you're playing, just try to keep that kind of momentum going. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about dynamics and how you might shape certain things. So one general scheme that you can try is to start your phrase fairly soft and then increase your volume and then move back down. So say okay, so I'm trying to be a little bit extreme in that, but that's a little way that you can do it. You can also take maybe smaller segments too. So maybe take halves of this 4-bar group here. So and when you're practicing, just explore certain things. Say, I'm going to do this and this, and then let your taste sort of take you where you want it to go. So so that last kind of dynamic scheme there, you might say, well, I didn't really like that as much as maybe creating sort of a soft, loud, soft on the 4 bars. So maybe you decide to do that. All right. So now another thing that I'd recommend for you to do too is to listen to find, let's say, 3 to 5 recordings that you really like on a particular tune. So so like this tune, and one of those should probably be the original recording, or maybe let's say the first recording on a particular tune. So you might listen to Miles Davis, of course, and then maybe listen to other recordings too. So maybe try to find those 3 to 5 recordings and check out the differences. Is there a difference in the rhythm? Is there a difference in the articulation? Are there differences in the dynamics? So then you can play around with all that and get a sense for how different people, even on different recording dates or live versions, things like that, and try to get a sense for what they're doing. Everybody, well, I think I'm gonna play one more time through, just kind of take a little breather from the talk here and play around a little bit, and then I'll call it a day here for today. But if you want to get more in depth with some of these things, check out the member area here on YouTube, and see, I should have really done this earlier, but do all of the regular engagement things that help the channel out. So hit the subscribe button and the like button, and turn on notifications. So I've been working quite a bit on getting these live backing tracks working. Something I can put together fairly quick and have it kind of sound and blend pretty well. So hopefully it's coming through okay. And also mention that I have a podcast out, which this will be probably released as a podcast as well. So that is Fret Prince. You could find that at most, or just about every platform, I think, that hosts podcasts. So be sure to check that out. And if you'd like to support the channel, of course, check out fretprince.com. You can learn more about the member area on YouTube here, and then you can also subscribe to the Fret Prince app, which I in the beginning portion of creating a new app for that, but kind of early stages, so I probably shouldn't even talk about it. But there's that. All right, well, I'll play around a little bit, hear more. I'm going to try kind of a variety of tempos. And just play a little bit. All right, so try this angle in case you're interested. thanks again for checking out this live stream. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you all in the next one. Have a great practice session.